And hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Oodvin. As always, my name is Maxwell Williams, and I am your DM, your GM, your host, whatever you want to call me. And I play a whole bunch of cool, interesting, quirky characters, including, why not? Including the all-powerful, individual from old, brought back from stone by this party to play an intricate role in these final days, Brad.
Intricate's a good way.
My boy's back.
All powerfuls are great.
Yeah, all powerful's pretty good too. Hi, everybody. My name is Sam Rinaldi, and I play Winnie Winslow, the Twilight Cleric. Fun fact about Winnie this week: her favorite eggs are actually she likes her eggs on like bread, like on sandwiches, and that's it. She won't eat them any other way.
Howdy, my name is Connor McGinley. I play Lily Pembroke, the Lunar Sorcerer, who, we may forget, grew up in the forest, was raised to be, like, self-sufficient, fend for herself, and as such, she likes sunny-side-up eggs, because they don't take long to cook, and you can get your protein real quick without having to eat them raw.
I thought you were gonna say raw. I really did.
Nope, she's not eating raw eggs.
She.
It was taught that there are diseases that come from that.
That's so fair. Hello, everyone. My name is Dane Brancato, and I play Zephyr Windstrider, the Air Genasi College of Swords bard of the group. A little fun fact about Zephyr this week is he actually is not a big fan of eggs, but if he had to pick, he would pick a, God forgive me if I say this wrong, frittata, because it is the lazy chef's quiche.
It's a frittata.
Okay, well, I was close.
It's
Sure.
sweater.
Dane also does not cook eggs, so...
Hi.
Shame.
My name is Julie Risto, and I play Octavia Lagazur. She is our half-orc swashbuckling warlock, and Octavia's favorite eggs are probably a quiche because she's a patient lady and likes some of the finer things in life, like a good quiche.
Like wanting up Zephyr.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, that too.
That's
perfect.
That's like inconsequential. That worked out.
That's just like the natural pecking order of things.
It's true.
Hello, my name is Aaron Borden. I play Februm Cask, the Simic hybrid blood fighter. His favorite egg, I'd say, is a deviled egg. It's a great way to make an egg, but also just the process of absolutely gutting the egg, mixing it all together, and putting it back in a different formation. Really his style.
Man, it is a shame we do not have a tiefling on this party.
And I'm Drew Borden. I play Aldrich Bernask, the armorer. Human, and his favorite egg is, of course, hard-boiled.
Because he's so hard-boiled.
He's hard-boiled for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with that, let's do a quick little recap before we get into tonight's episode. So, last time, our party were dealing with the last little bits of their encounter with the heroes of old, now turned corrupted villains, Akira and Gorn. Having already defeated Akira, all that was left was to deal with Gorn, who, as he began to go on his speech about the destruction and how heroes don't actually do anything, the party was like, nah, we heard this shit, and trapped his ass in a puzzle box. Kind of locked him down in there. And a good thing that they did that too, because it turns out that Gorn was stalling for time so he could try to blow himself up with the rest of the party. As a puff of smoke just kind of poof, comes out of the puzzle box. After collecting the rest of their things, and maybe short resting. No, I think you'd all just took to travel.
Yeah.
Yep. Continued on your way up to a mountainside, deciding to make it to the to stop in the middle of the mountains instead of trying to make it to the other side of the mountains. They find a nice little cave that they took over for the night. There ended up being a sleeping frost giant at the other end of the cave, but they didn't make too much noise. So no worries there. They had a very lovely evening with the child god. I believe, who was there? It was Al, Octavia, Lily, and Zephyr. As the child god showed them something beautiful.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
in which he had constructed a sandcastle on the beach, and they watched as the sandcastle was reclaimed by the waves as the tide rose and the sun set. He was imparted some more knowledge from the party, some more tips and tricks on how to be a functional creature that is empathetic and understands the world around them. Before the party woke back up, heading down the mountain into a massive valley of sorts that, if you could see it from an aerial view, probably looks like a huge crater. As they travel farther into this valley, kind of twisting through the different dunes of sand that have been left over time, they see a group of individuals spying on them from a distance as they approach. Not necessarily sure who these individuals were. The party was a little cautious, but once one of the individuals leapt from their hiding spot and started running at the Tide Strider, they pulled over for a listen and realized that the individuals in question, that whole group, are the old professors from Ravensight Academy, coming to aid the party and hopefully play a larger role in the battle to come. A few pleasantries were swapped before the professors thought it would be a good idea to bring the party back to their camp. So yeah, I think that covers pretty much everything. So we will pick up there, where the party is traveling through the wastes, into the crater, and coming upon a makeshift camp of sorts. Those of you more magically inclined notice as you start getting closer to the camp, you feel yourselves pass through a barrier, illusory in nature, but seems to be also blocking divination as well. Lily, this feels like Urdusk's magic. It's got kind of like that blue starry tint to it. But kind of like this mirage goes away and you see a collection of tents that have all been set up in a kind of circular formation. There are a good deal of people here. You see both trained Night Eyes as well as handfuls of civilians that seem to have brought whatever weaponry they could with them. You see like some stereotypical shopkeepers with pitchforks, with whatever like leathers that they could acquire in the moment. You also see a handful of different lake folk individuals. Octavia, you start to recognize, and there are some knowing nods. But as you are entering this camp, the attention starts to turn on all of you. Yes.
Do we see any like students that we would recognize, or is it just trained Night Eyes?
No, you see students as well.
Okay.
You see. Make a perception check.
Okay. I gotta use the right dice.
I'll take my dice out.
That is a nat 1.
Yeah,
We're not
they're
using
they're
the
like
Windstrider dice.
you see the Raven Sight like emblem. Like there's a couple of like y'all weren't big on the uniforms, but there were people that like liked to have their like jackets and stuff. They're nice fitting. They're enchanted to stay clean. So like in this environment, it's not the worst thing to wear, especially if you don't have any other armaments that you could change into. But that pretty much every aspect of Aofian civilization is represented in some capacity here. You even see some people from the Everbright that have brought whatever like cured foods, and there's one specific individual that has like shelves of like canned vegetables for like food supplies and stuff. And the people seem to be in pretty decent spirits, but there is a undeniable level of anxiety across the board.
Are we being led somewhere specific?
I think the professors are probably leading you towards the center of the encampment. To which, as you start to get closer to the center of the encampment, you can feel it first of all, because there's this kind of like pleasant joy that starts to kind of like wash over you. But it is not soon after, before you kind of like round a corner and make it through this tent circle, that you notice that there is a unicorn standing in the center of this encampment, just like munching on some hay,
Let's go.
kind of minding their own business.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh.
Zephyr's like shaking Winnie's shoulder. Do you see that?
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
I'm
Oh, what
sorry.
do you mean by that?
I'm getting that item.
Hopper comes up to you and is like, "Don't stare. It's not polite."
Don't look
I'm
a don't look a
laughing
unicorn
more.
in the mouth.
I'm allowed to stare. I've been through a lot, damn it.
We've died. Let us have this.
Wait, Daisy like pops in. Wait, who's died again? If you wouldn't mind me asking.
Show of hands. Pretty much everyone
Am I
except
the
Al.
only one that hasn't died.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I did not
That's
die.
crazy.
Oh, yes, I did.
No, you did.
Wait,
You
I
did.
did.
Yeah.
Octavia's like, I didn't die.
That's crazy.
You'd think it'd be the
And
other
we
way
all
around.
thought it was
Wow.
gonna be Al.
That's
We
crazy.
all thought.
We all thought.
He was trying at the beginning.
I am about 6 years older though, so that's cool.
Yeah.
He's closer.
Yeah.
He's closer to permadeath.
He's closer.
Yeah.
Closer
He's
every
getting
day.
there.
The one thing you can't bring someone back from is old age.
Womp womp.
Or an unwillingness to come back to life.
Or not.
That's funny.
Yeah. They kind
Okay,
of lead you into the center.
Would we have an indication of like whether a unicorn is from the celestial plane or the former Fey plane? Because it's like it's murky in 5th edition already, and I don't know the lore of the world specifically for that.
Go ahead and make an.
That'd be history.
It's got to be an intelligence check of some kind.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Probably-
I know.
Yeah, I would say either history or arcana.
Let's see. This is not my character sheet. It's the same. They're both -2, so that's a 6.
You're not quite sure.
What would I
it,
assume?
it feels like magical in nature. You would probably guess Fae.
Okay, cool. Then I'm cool with it. I'm not nervous.
It doesn't necessarily have a similar aura to any celestial creatures that you've encountered.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Are we?
Yeah,
Are
what
we
is it
supposed
doing
to
here?
like say hi?
Yeah. What's
who are you
going here?
talking to exactly?
Like the professors?
the
At
professors
least
general.
Probably-
Okay.
was acknowledging us.
Hopper, right? Because he told us not to stare.
Yep. Phyllis will probably like waddle over a little bit, and she'll push up her glasses and she'll be like, "Well, I mean, it is the nice thing to do to say hello when you're in one space, but it's not a requirement per se."
What?
I got you.
And
I don't.
probably
I still don't know whether or not I can-
Daisy is probably gonna be like, "Yeah, I'd love to feed him apples every so often. He seems to really enjoy it. I've been taking notes and to see how many apple seeds he can consume without having any adverse effects." He agreed. He consented. I have the signature. She like pulls out a form with a little like footprint.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought she was gonna have. Look, see, I have a note, and it was gonna say, "I do what I want."
Yeah, that's
No,
what it is.
Daisy. If you remember, Daisy
says
always got
for-
permission for her
That's true. Daisy's-
Oh, yeah.
crazy things that she did.
Yeah.
Ethical,
Eh.
but she always
Wait,
had
are-
consent.
Are you not supposed to eat apple seeds?
Oh no.
No.
I mean, like a couple here and there is really not that big of a deal, but if you eat a lot of them at the same time, it could poison you.
Yeah.
They contain
I know.
arsenic?
I feel like it's cyanide.
Oh, cyanide. I knew it was
This
something.
was like every other week. Sai would give me an apple seed growing up. I was like, bet you can't eat this.
You kept eating them, so like I don't know
I
what to
did-
tell you.
Well, yeah, I wasn't gonna back down.
Yeah,
You're
but they're like
fine.
this big, so
You said no balls. I
Apple
had
was
to
not
do
gonna
it.
kill you. You did choke
you're
that
fine.
one time though, so
Yeah. Okay.
this is
So
getting
maybe
awkward. I'm gonna
maybe
go
they-
say hi.
Yeah, Octavia follows Lily.
Yeah.
We're like 20 feet away and we haven't said hi yet.
you walk over and the unicorn kind of like turns to you all. And it like you swear it like turns its head and like wipes its mouth.
Strange.
And then
Don't look
it
at the
like
mouth. Don't look at the mouth.
it like turns to it like flumps over a little bit. And then you hear in your heads. Good morrow to you. I have been told to await your presence. It is a pleasure to meet you. Erdusk has told me much in the last several days.
You were the most magnificent thing I've ever seen.
Okay,
Like,
coming on a
majestic
little
wise.
strong there, Zeph.
I'm sorry. Majestic was the correct word.
Oh no, I accept all compliments. And like you swear time slows down as they just like the mane glitters.
Octavia takes one look at Zephyr and then looks at Woody and just.
So I'm Lily. What can we call you?
Oh god. I had the thought. I had the quick thought. I'm like, I should write down a name for this unicorn.
Oh no,
'cause
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
ask.
It's
And
the
then-
DM's worst question.
No, I see. I know that, but I assumed this unicorn had a name. I'm sorry.
I would assume too.
Okay, I like that. You can call me Toradil.
Borodil.
Mm.
But it's very nice to meet you, Tordil.
Of course. Is there anything in specific I can help you with at the moment?
I don't know. What is it
So
you're doing?
sorry. Oh, I am maintaining a layer of sorts over this area to slow the effects of the devouring.
Oh,
Uh,
can you catch it?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm not as powerful as some of the other beings that have roamed plains for hundreds of years.
Oh,
It is a willing sacrifice that I make for the greater good.
well, we won't let that happen. We're gonna get rid of all that before anything happens, probably.
Well, don't you worry about me. You have a job to do yourselves. A quite daunting one, from what I've heard.
killing God.
Yeah.
That's you know, one more. What's one more God?
Exactly. You
Mm.
know. Wait, have we killed any yet?
No,
Oh,
we haven't
we-
killed
Technically, the
No.
illusion of my aunt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what's one more?
What's your skill set? What do you bring into the table?
Healer slash protection is specialties.
Okay, that's great. So it sounds like you can just keep doing what you're doing. It looks like you're doing a fantastic job. The people here are happy. I'm happy. And yeah, we don't need to ask anything else of you, I think.
Well, I mean, I do have a quick question, like if that's okay.
Yeah.
Just like, could you? Because I don't want to like break off and then pull someone else away while we're having this conversation. I figured I'd ask. Could you like point us to whoever is like been in charge of scouting or like commanding forces, or just who's like highest up on the pecking order? If it's not you. If it is, then I have a whole list
I
of
talk to your
questions.
manager.
It has been. There are a handful of individuals, kind of generals of their own segments.
Okay.
We are still waiting on a few individuals. Oh god,
Okay.
names. They're here. They're here somewhere.
Yeah.
Did I really not write down? Oh, I didn't.
I just figured that we should get brought up to speed as soon as possible.
Yes. I would probably have to point you in the direction of the general's tent, which has remained fairly empty as we've set it up mainly for you all. But I believe the task mistress has spent much time there. She would probably be the highest ranking individual.
if that isn't Febrim's mother, I don't know who was who anymore.
I have some
Amphira,
theories.
Amphira Urdusk and the I wish I had these names in front of me. I meant to write them down.
It's just been a week for everyone.
There we go. Amphira Urdusk and I swear to God I looked at it and then and then forgot it. Sylvain have been the main individuals with their respective unit. but Sylvain and Urdusk are not at camp currently.
Oh, where are they?
Sylvain has been traveling back and forth to make sure those that did not want to join in the final battle are still doing well. And I believe
The Ivory.
Urdusk was scouting.
Thank you for your information, and thank you for your service.
Of course. If you need anything else, I shall be. Like, licks his lips. Sustaining myself. Now, if you don't mind.
No, I don't like that one. I don't like it.
Carry
he-
on.
I told
he
you
goes
somewhere about this
and-
guy.
Go.
He goes and he goes back to eating his straw and hay. That you now look at it, it's got like kind of a glitter to it. It is definitely magical in nature.
What a majestic creature.
Stop looking at Zephyr. We're
The
moving to the
main tent?
tent, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
moving to 10.
You move to the tent and you see a not unfamiliar scene to you, Februm, but full on like things pinned all over the wall, but instead of pin, they're just hanging in place. Like there's no actual wall that anything is attached to. You just have like notes of paper that have been like held in space just all over the place, and you see like strings and cables going like every which way. And like you watch as like Amphira is like blinking around, like jumping from one spot to the other. You're like, oh, if I do this, I do, and then we can go over here. But if like, what if this happens? And then, just running through like all these different things in her head.
I think we'll step into the tent and everyone's just like, I see you've made yourself at home.
She like blinks like inches in front of your face, and she's like, "From," and she will give you a big ol' hug.
Give you a little hug.
Everything's still right, still one tentacle, but she like pokes the beholder stalk.
Oh man.
It like it like jerks back and like squints a little bit.
She actually like tries to like poke it directly in the eye, and she's like, "Oh well,
Fully functional.
Marvelous. You will have to tell me about that later."
Right, of course. He's like trying his hardest to like give a genuine conversation, but like he just keeps looking back at the book and just being like, I really need to finish this. So I will be a little split. I'm sorry, but I will.
No, you do that. You know, back in my youth, I read one myself.
Really?
Yes, I can tell you all about it.
Feb, can't you just like hold it with the tentacle and read it with the eye on your back while you do other things?
Eyes on his forehead.
Or does it have to be the eye on your forehead that's reading it? You've got so many, it's kind of...
It's kind of hard to know which
Yeah.
eye to
Beholder
look
eye.
at.
Could I read it from the eye stalk?
You go to read it from the eye stalk, and while the eye stalk registers that the book is there, it doesn't really pick up the information.
He can't.
The eye stalk like looks at it very intently, and you know, even without having to look over there, that the book is open to page something right next to you, and you know that there's information on the page, but no ability to actually absorb any of that information.
I think it has to be read by the original eyes.
Okay, that makes sense. It was worth a shot.
So, how has
Yes.
preparations been?
Interesting, to say the least. We've had quite a few people volunteer and show up. We've amassed quite a force already, and we still have several other groups that we've been waiting to hear back from. It's going well. I'm hesitant to say that, to be perfectly honest. But just because it's going well doesn't mean that it doesn't necessarily look great for us. Better than we would hope, but
Mhm.
we are going up against quite a force. And
Well, I mean, do you want to count off? There's gods and more gods.
yeah, four gods, 2 dragons, and 2 celestials. You've
Mhm.
mentioned that we don't have to worry about Blazidin, but his aura is still present, and that may be difficult as we get close to Ember's Blaze. And we do have the combined forces of 2 cities, as well as remnants from other groups here and there. It is
Wait, you said 4 gods, 2 dragons, and 2 celestials? What are the? Or did I mishear?
the
Making
2
it
Those are
dragon gods and
Okay.
2 celestial gods.
Gotcha.
Zephyr's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What is this thing?
What-
I don't
what is-
do this.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong. It's
I only do this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now,
I don't
Zephyr,
understand your.
do you see what's in this hand after you do that? It's like,
I
what
can
if I
tell.
did it again? Do you see?
Do
And
do we
Pyro-
know? Do we know? So that's 2 dragons. 2. What's the deal with Crookton?
Mm.
Or
We haven't seen her recently.
Well, she got taken away by yeah.
It's possible that she was left or trapped in the celestial plane in order to maintain the stability of that plane while the other 2 goddesses are away. But
That would be good.
and Fire like makes eye contact with Winnie. We're gonna go with that one.
Okay.
I mean, we were with her until you know who, killer of all fun and joy and everything that's bright in the world, came.
and me.
I'm sorry?
Not elaborating. We're not
Yeah.
elaborating on that.
No, he doesn't say anything else. He's just kind of looking down at his own chest.
All right. But yes, we've got quite a bit prepared. We're still trying to make sure that everyone is properly suited. Lily, Urdusk is currently scouting to try to get a better exact number of troops. They still seem to be gating in from Borden and Tridel, so it has been difficult to find an accurate assumption of just exactly how large their forces are.
I was under the
And-
implication that there was nothing quite left of the cities. Where are they coming from?
While the cities have shrunk quite a bit, they still had quite a bit of a populace. Be it a lot of the untrained individuals in both cities were living in very cramped spaces. The magics that we used in Aophic to create extra dimensional spaces in smaller living platforms were used quite frequently in those cities as well.
So the forces, we don't know exactly how large they are, but we can assume that it's both cities, and if they're pretty much reigning over Celestial, I remember Urdusk said something about a Star Guard. We're probably gonna have to fight them too. Or
From what I understand, the Star Guard does not exist in the capacity that it used to. Urdusk informed us that while they were once a member of the Star Guard, Lunaris did not appoint many more post-devouring. Something about their connections with other planes and interactions with the material plane itself.
well, hey, that's some silver lining. Then that's one less group we have to fight.
We have. She's like, I do say that, but we have noticed several units of angels
Okay,
doing
well-
patrols from time and time again.
That's less good, but I'll
They
take
tend
what
to
I
be
can
more
get at this point.
centralized, though, to the blaze itself.
Hmm.
Do we
They
know
don't-
what is happening within the blaze?
We have no idea. Any amounts of divination or any attempts to teleport into that space have been thwarted. I even struggled to make an educated guess on what is happening behind those flames. And the concentration of angelic forces in that area is stronger than any other area.
And I doubt Axel would have any memory of maybe just like the smallest idea, right? You wouldn't have any clue, would you?
Of Ember's Blaze?
I just, maybe like a fragment.
I do.
I
I don't
know
think
if
I've
he's
ever been there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have so many questions, but
Like,
now's not
so
the
the
time.
Ember's Blaze kind of like formed after
Okay.
the like party killed my mom.
Okay, so you were probably
and,
around.
like, yeah, so I was born at that point, but not in the custody of either of my parents.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Little baby though. Honestly,
Okay,
probably
so
if I
then-
wasn't there when the blaze went off, I probably would have ended up being one of the villains.
Yeah.
I'm
Would have
glad
that
you're
been
not,
fun?
buddy.
Mm.
No,
No.
it wouldn't. I'm glad you're on our side.
Me too.
Aw.
Lily, you did a good job raising this one.
Stop.
So,
What preparation do we need to make then, or what planning?
Well, we'll have a better idea of what to plan for once we get final numbers of both our troops and theirs. But if you had anyone in specific you needed to chat with, any morale boosters that you wanted to get going, our unicorn fellow is keeping morale fairly high at the current moment. So not too much of a struggle there, but over the next couple days, people will start to show signs of the shimmer in specific.
So we're fighting time as well as everyone else.
Isn't it great?
Hmm.
We love a
You know.
challenge.
Exactly. Pressure
I-
makes juice and diamonds. Pick which one.
Are they converging on this camp, or are we meeting them somewhere? The other
Who?
troops?
This is our base of operations. With the legendary layer established by the unicorn and Urdusk's specialization in protection magics, we have been able to set up a relatively safe base of operations that is just far enough away from any potential war front.
So have we picked out a location that would be good for us?
For the battle, or for...
Yeah.
We have not decided on a location yet. We were waiting on you in specific. There are a couple of ideas in the works, but we wanted to get you all's input. To be frank, you all have grown exponentially in the last several months. Faster than any of us have grown in decades. This will not be possible without you all accomplishing your goals.
How long has it been since the city fell? Like, do we know, or is it kind of just been a blur to us?
It's been a little bit of a blur.
Yeah.
I want to say
Couple months.
maybe I'm
Two?
like maybe 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
It may be shorter than that.
Yeah.
It's anywhere
Okay.
between 1 and 3 months.
Gotcha.
Well, I for one would like to make my rounds of the camp and just kind of take stock. My people that are here, I would like to talk to them. I owe them that much for making the trip all this way.
Of course. And most people have been traveling by gate, which has been helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly.
I can help raise morale at least a little bit. Try and liven things up just a little bit until we have to get down to business.
Has the people from Duskerdale's garden been contacted yet? Did I say the wrong one?
Crookton?
Crookton?
Crookton.
The Grove.
Byron did me. That was the constructed fellow. Feloy?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yes.
A message was sent in their direction, but I got a loading screen. I think he would appear to have been busy at the time. Not necessarily sure what the inhabitants of the Grove are up to at this moment, but we are expecting some sort of response.
Why don't we just call Brad? He's there.
Brad will answer.
We could call Brad.
He gave me his cell
Very
number.
well could.
It would
Oh my
be
God.
rad if you called Brad.
I don't know if
He
Emphyra's
did.
ever met Brad. Because
I don't
Brad
think-
didn't come to the
No, I don't think she has.
Prime.
We
with
wouldn't have
y'all.
found Brad until we were
Right.
like well into the waste.
Yeah.
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 Try not to bombard him with questions when you find out where he's from.
Who is it? Did Brad come from one of the other cities or something? Or
I'm gonna try and
He
Skype Brad.
came from a city, sure.
Boom, 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 boom.
No, stop.
I'm dead.
Hey,
What do I got? What do I got? On
hey, Zephyr.
Let's go,
Can
Brad.
can you hear? Can you hear me?
I think
Not
you're going
the
through a
Skype
tunnel.
Stuttering.
Oh yeah.
no.
Hey,
Hey.
everyone. How are you doing?
Hello,
We're
Brad.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, sweet, yeah.
Oh, it's bad reception. Let me switch to data.
Oh yeah, this is probably for the here. Let me. Feet. Can I tap into your? Oh, thanks, man. That'll be great.
This kills me.
You just hear this like screeching sound of like "Grrr."
Ew, ew, ew.
Thanks for letting me tap into the dial-up.
Oh, that's much better.
Much
Yeah.
faster.
I think we're all set.
Yeah, okay, I think it's
Hey,
stable
all,
now.
how are you doing?
Hey,
Hi,
we're at the
Brad.
We're
Blaze.
surviving, surely.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Y'all already made it over there? That's like totally rad.
How have things been in the Grove, you know? Holding
Oh,
down the fort?
they've been crazy. Feloy's been like working up a storm over here. Like, I
Okay.
don't think he's slept in the last couple of days, to be perfectly honest.
Does he
I don't know if he
sleep?
really needs to
He's a
sleep.
Yeah.
construct. He doesn't need to sleep.
Well, but yeah, he used
We
to do
should-
the
we
little
should just
thing where
ask
he
him,
like
though.
stopped moving for like 4 hours, and he really hasn't stopped moving for like
Oh.
3 days.
Mm,
not-
An
let's see.
object in motion, I guess.
yeah, just keep in motion.
Well, just like calling up, you know, to ask what the move was. If like, do you know if Feloy said anything about getting a call or a contact from Febrim's mom?
I mean, oh yeah, that was when I was trying to get Feloy to come join me for a spa day with all the squirrel nurses. You know, they work so hard that like we just felt like we needed to like take a day and like relax, but like Feloy didn't want to do any of that. But then like this little like message popped up from like a cask person
That's the one.
Yeah.
asking about like
Actually-
information and stuff. And Feloy like closed out of it and then hit a little button that says mark is unread. So I think
You
he's
just
planning
called-
on getting that.
Called over here real quick.
Eloy,
He
how's it
left her
going?
on red.
Could you call him over real quick? Actually,
I can try. He's already kind of mad at me because I tapped into the Wi-Fi, but
Well, tell him it's us and it's urgent.
hey
See if that
Feloy,
helps.
hey Feloy, you see like a wrench.
Say
It's not a
us.
real
Hey,
wrench.
Feloy. And you see like a flash of light as like Feloy shows up. God, Connor, what did he sound like?
Just kind of composed.
Composed, like.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure about that, but
Can I help you all with something? I'm
Feloy.
quite busy at the moment.
For lack of better term, like shit's about to get real.
I'm
I know
quite
you're
aware.
I know you're busy, but could you like check that message that you marked unread cuz it's got like a lot of important stuff in it. And if you're available, we could use like you, Brad, the dog turs.
Mhm.
All right,
really
I've
whatever
checked
help
the
we can
message.
get.
I must get back to what I'm doing if I'm going to be of any service to you all in the coming days.
Okay, but you are like planning. That's what I needed to know. Just needed that
Yes.
confirmation.
So
Awesome.
long as I can complete my tasks in a adequate amount of time. Now, can I please return to my tasks?
Yeah, just
Love you,
Sure.
Feloy.
feel free to put Brad to work. Thank you for the help.
Feely like slow turns to Brad. Brad's like, I mean, if I have to. All right, guys.
This guy right here.
It's been such great talking to you. I gotta get to work. I think
Yeah.
like there's like Feeler's eyes just like are slowly getting smaller as Brad continues to talk. He's like, I think I'm gonna have to get going.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk when you get here.
Mhm.
So best of luck, buddy.
All right.
What's our deal?
Bye y'all. Glad y'all made it safe. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye. How do I turn this thing off again? Is it?
I got you. I'll just
Okay,
end the
this-
call on this end. Yeah. What a great guy.
what
He is
guy?
certainly something.
Such an interesting fellow.
You know, I'm gonna like full disclosure because I know I'm not like the most upfront about how I feel about people sometimes, but like I actually didn't like him at first.
Oh, we knew.
It's quite apparent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like he was like trying to like y'all two were in the same like mojo, and you
Yeah.
got competitive at
Not
first.
only that, but he
No,
was
yeah.
like
Yeah.
kissing up to Winnie like pretty hardcore, and you were very jealous. It was kind of painful to watch.
Same mojo.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Watch
we don't need to
Mojo.
bring up that part. As if you haven't been jealous, Tavi.
Jealous? Me? Ridiculous.
Alessander,
Alexander just
is that...
She is like confidently avoiding eye contact.
I plead the fifth.
That's what I thought. We have those here?
Something
The
along
fifth
it.
what?
The fifth one.
How many?
He pleads 5 accounts of not guilty. All right, I'm gonna go check on my people.
It's like 5
It's the rules of
times
5,
over.
yeah.
It's
Fifth
an
strike,
old
you're out.
saying
You know the saying.
carried
Yeah.
over from the old
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, if you said it 5 times, you don't need to say it again. Yes, I
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go check on my people, and we're gonna continue this conversation. Never. Cool. All right. Have a good day.
All right, I'm gonna go with Tavi. Have a good fun, all.
She they skirt.
Good.
So, do we just need to like wait until we hear from Urdusk and hopefully Feloy?
I guess so.
Yes.
That feels like it, but I don't know if there's like any other like preparations or anything we want to take beforehand.
I mean, now's our time for any conversations that we need to have. Along with anything that we can do to just help the people here.
Mm-hmm. Like we could help some of like the civilians train a little bit more, or we could make armor / weapons, or we could make sure that the spellcasters are properly prepared with offensive spells, or potentially like make like scrolls and things like that. Um, just
mean,
to list a
it's-
couple of things off the top of my head.
Okay,
It
so
seems like we
train forces, and I think it would be nice to find a place that we can actually try and meet the opposing troops. So
Oh,
that
you mean like
like a battleground that would be favorable to us.
is that not what Urdusk is doing right now? Scoping out?
I think he was trying to evaluate the size of their force,
Okay.
but presumably they're not staying wherever they are right now, so we would have to find another place. Unless we go to them. But that would be hard to move everyone.
So we could like divide and conquer. That's gonna be our best way to go about it.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
We are probably each equipped with more expertise than all of these civilians combined. So each of us doing what we're good at would probably be very helpful.
Yeah, I can take the whatever bards are around and kind of start teaching them support.
Even if you're just working on morale, that would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
that too. I mean, it'd kind of be like the same thing. I would have teach them how to do their like inspiration by just kind of jamming out in the center of the camp.
Yes.
But I figured that'd be good. Sai, if there's not warriors for you to train, could you like assist in looking for a battlefield?
You like go to talk to Sai, and it's just the like outline
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
her
the
person.
uniform.
No, you see that she is over at this like little makeshift training grounds. You look over just in the right moment to see, and this is how you do it. And she takes her maul and just like smashes one of the training dummies just like flat. See, it's easy. And the civilians
Man,
are standing
okay.
around her like,
You know,
I will go assist what I can with that.
Yeah. I mean, she's all up close. If you want to help with, like, range.
Yes,
And someone stop me if I'm overstepping my bounds. I'm just kind of throwing out ideas here. Would Ned make a really good, like, defense
Training dummy?
thing? Because he's got so many arms, he could, like, train people on how to defend against different blows.
Oh,
Like, he could get a bunch of people at once.
so I mean, he is a
Bad
training
idea,
dummy.
but we-
Then.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, if that's something that
Yes.
Al, you're cool with, and Ned, you're
I think
down
you
for.
should probably ask Ned if he is cool with that.
Well, I'm
And
asking
now
both of
y'all
you,
turn
because, like,
to
it's
the
your
unicorn,
handiwork.
and we see Ned just being like slowly reaching.
Ned?
No,
With all hands.
Like all 6 hands are just like
Ned. Not that one. Not that one, buddy.
Ned,
it's
we
so
have-
shiny.
We have to
It
find
is.
something else for you to eat.
There's gonna be
Oh,
a
I
battle
don't wanna
coming up,
eat
and
it. I just want to touch him.
okay,
Oh,
I
I
kind
want
of,
to
I
say
kind
like
of,
that first.
I kind of understand where he's coming from here.
And then Toradil like speaks in your minds once again. It's a little fainter because you're like a little farther away. He's like, it's perfectly fine. I get it
Can I
quite
pet
often.
you?
If you wish.
Like, is that something that you're okay with? Like, not like. I just want to make sure it's not like, oh yeah, if it makes you happy, is it something that you would be okay with?
Do you enjoy getting your head scratched from time to time?
Yeah.
Lily's not in this call anymore.
Lily's gone.
Lily does not consent to the telepathic speech, and
Nope.
like
All right, I'm getting distracted. I'll put it on the docket.
all right.
I'm
So
gonna
then-
go do magic.
Yeah, let's just kind of go split and take care of what we need to take care
Split
of.
up into expertise.
Now, how many of these people do you think have latent, untapped magical abilities?
Probably at least 34%.
34. That's good odds. So if I
Interesting
teach 3 people, one of them
number to
probably
pull
is a
out there.
sorcerer. Let's go.
I actually
she's
read
golden.
about that once.
Oh.
Yeah, when I was.
I think
first getting
Iris
into
and
more
Axel are also both like right behind you.
purposes.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of bounce back and forth between morale and training the like armed forces because I don't specialize as much as you guys, but I can add a few things here and there.
Yeah, you're like a jack of all trades or something like
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Jack of all trades, master of fun.
that. It's a good-
I like it. That was good.
I'm gonna go
That was
teach
a
people
good
how to
one.
cook.
That was a good one. Shouldn't you be helping make armor or something?
Yes, that was just a joke. I'm gonna go make some more.
And
I was
then,
gonna say he's
uh,
using what he learned in class, but then
Yeah.
did he even
I'm gonna
pass
go
that
teach
class?
them etiquette.
I don't know if I did.
I don't think
don't
we
think-
finished that
I don't
class.
think Al passed that class.
He's still gonna teach them.
I'm still gonna do
and
it.
then once we're done, either regroup or if there's any conversations that you need to have with people, pull them aside. Because I feel like this is our last time to really get some downtime before things get wild.
Is
Hmm?
is there anyone to Amphira, I guess? Is there anyone still? Most of the heavy hitters are here. So who is protecting the civilians on the island?
On the island? Well, Sylvain has been jumping back and forth from time to time, but ever since we massacred, I would say a good 2/3 of the Eclipse population. Things back in Aophic have been pretty tame, to be perfectly honest.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, we did kill Rutha.
I mean, taking down their leader and their leader taking down the majority of their troops does usually put a damper on their combat ability, and it seems that any stragglers have been called here. and have united under
That's reassuring.
either the Tridel or Borden banners.
Hmm.
Just out of curiosity, if you had to give a rough percentage, how many of the students do you think made it out of Aofic?
At least 34%.
At least 34%?
I think I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't you all have
Terrible.
things you need to be doing?
Yeah,
Absolutely,
you know
yeah.
what?
Mhm.
Lily is
I'm
left.
getting ahead of
Yeah,
myself.
so is Octavia. Octavia's gone.
Yeah, I guess we'll take care of that.
Should we? I'm gonna send this in the group chat. Should we try to text or message or reach out to Blazidon to see if I don't know.
Ooh. Lily's like,
That's
ooh,
a good
yeah.
one.
I haven't had a dream with him for a while. Maybe I'll
We should-
see if Iris can help me get in contact with him tonight.
What's her name? I forgot her name. Who's the Fae, Max?
Fenzia?
Offenzia, thank you. I forgot. Also, I haven't heard from Offenzia in a long time. Does anyone know like what happened to her?
She'd
Octavia
still be at the
texts
Grove.
The hag.
She was at the Grove.
The hag.
You just, you just see the
It's like
hag
those
in
two
Octavia's-
texts. Those
Everyone
two
does
texts
like
right
the
after
same
another
emoji.
one.
Yeah, everyone does the facepalm emoji in the chat.
Februm, what do you mean she was at the Grove? I didn't see her.
We killed her sister.
No, that was Hagatha.
Right.
Facepalm emoji.
Or would you have told us at some
Lily
point?
does this thing.
Finger emoji, finger
Just does a one and a
emoji.
one.
Well, because I
And then the peace
distinctly
sign.
remember you
And then the
not
peace sign.
telling people. Like Dane, as a player, distinctly remembers you saying that you weren't telling people that you figured out that
Well,
she was Hagatha.
she revealed herself as we were leaving.
As we were
Yeah,
leaving,
yeah.
we all
To you
turned.
two, right?
Well,
no,
I
didn't.
didn't
like
turn-
as we were driving away.
as
You
we
might
were
not have.
driving away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Octavia
because
got
I
it in the
rolled
rear
that.
view mirror.
If I remember
do you one-
correctly, I think everyone but Zephyr might have rolled
Oh,
decent enough
I-
on their perception check
Could've
to
been.
see
Yeah.
it.
I'm
That's
pretty
fair.
sure I didn't either.
Maybe Zephyr and Al, because it was a perception check to see who
Yeah.
noticed.
I do remember failing that
Um,
now.
So
To
I
be
do think
fair,
Oh, he
to be
didn't tell
fair,
us about the
she's like-
eye.
she's
I
been
didn't tell her.
she's been
I didn't
divining
tell
our
them-
location since we left.
Yeah, I didn't tell them
What?
that. Didn't you see my
Oh,
cool
right,
new
that was a
hat?
secret.
I thought that was just like a stylistic
Oh.
choice.
Well,
I mean, you look
was.
good. You look good in it, so I figured, like,
Thank you.
you know, you look good, you feel good.
But yes, it was also a watching device.
Okay, that makes more
Mhm,
sense. So she'll
right.
probably be here somewhere.
I imagine she'll come with
Look for an old lady selling
Feloy.
stuff. Maybe we'll find her.
if she's not here already, I'm sure she'll be with Feloy.
Yeah. Sick. All right, then I guess we're gonna break because we've been spending a lot of time talking, and we probably could have.
Oh, we're texting.
I've been kind of
This is
holding people.
texting.
Oh,
Zephyr,
yeah.
Zephyr puts that in the text message, just a whole paragraph. I'm like, we probably should break. I know we've been talking for a really long
And
time.
he looks up, and everyone's
gone.
Yeah.
she just thought he was texting in a circle.
Well, he probably was at a point because at least some of
Yeah.
y'all were still together.
Yeah.
Because we
And then
we
they
know that like
broke off slowly.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go and start playing some. And he walks into the center of town, and just starts playing music and like trying to like pull in the other bards.
make me a performance check.
All right. I got this.
Number
Please,
2,
God.
Fire alarm jams part 2.
electric boogaloo.
You gotta be kidding me. I rolled a 5. That's a 21.
Mm.
Aw, rats,
My
a
goodness.
21.
That's
I
me
was
right
like,
right
it could
there.
have been so good. Like, it could have been insanely good.
Okay. You start playing. You get a little. What are you playing? What's the vibe that you're trying to set?
You would
So
not
we've
believe your
established
eyes.
Zephyr cannot play instruments or sing very well. He DJs. So he pulls out his iPod and he prestidigitation and dancing lights, some like turntables and flare. And the music that he's playing, the first one is Happy. Yep. And he like
Like a
prestidigitation and like magic hands, and the magic
is a
hands
room
come
without a
together and they
roof.
clap. And he's just putting on a full show.
All of a sudden, the whole camp like explodes with the sound of people clapping, and we're like,
He probably like throws in a couple other hit jams. He throws YMCA in. He doesn't know what the YMCA is, but
What about
everyone
12
knows the
Girls?
movements.
It's the end of the world.
Yes,
No,
please.
He
It's hot to
definitely
go.
puts that in
It's hot
there.
to go.
Maybe the tornado by Owl City gets thrown in there
Tonight.
tonight.
yeah.
Yep.
oh yeah.
Celebrate
set the
good
world on
times like
fire.
starts playing and he goes home. We'll save that one for later. Yep, sorry. But yeah, it's nothing but like jams. Bruno Mars plays a couple times.
We're mainly
Rick
talking
Astley.
like
Little bit of
late
everything.
2000s, early 2010.
Exactly.
Like, pop
Like
bangers.
if you went to a local swimming pool, this would be playing on Splash
No.
Splash Radio.
Radio. Splash Radio.
Oh my god.
Kill me.
Oh my
Like that is
God.
the
Oh,
vibe, but it's all like feel good. It's not the sad stuff.
Yeah. People are like still milling about, but like you start watching like people do like the little like bops and jams as they walk past. People like do like they're like dancing with their shoulders as they walk past you.
My goal is to inspire anyone who's like bard adjacent to join in.
Okay, let's roll a D100 for me.
Let's
That's
do
how many
this.
bards join your cause.
Please 99.
Please 34. Please
34. For the
15.
meme.
Ah,
15.
15.
Can I change it to 34?
Unfortunately not. So sorry.
you
Nice
can
try.
change whatever your result is to 34 instead.
Yeah.
That'd be a great divine intervention roll.
I would like to use my feet 1/3 to change it to a 34.
you activating your curse technique.
Yeah, exactly. Infinite third.
Infinite thirds. Yeah, you get I would say like it's a little slow moving. There are a couple of bards that are like you see on the peripheral that are in like that have much more traditional instruments. Like still like an electric violin
works.
or like a flute. That they're struggling to figure out the melodies of some of the music. So they're like they're a little like hesitant to step in. But you do get a collection of a cappella singers.
Let's go.
the B3s. That
This is a very important question.
E34s.
Did the bards, when we had the fire alarm that jammed out with me, did they survive, and are they here?
Since you didn't roll very well on your perception check earlier, you haven't seen them yet.
But I mean, I figured.
So
my
you were
performance check
unsure.
would- Okay,
And your
that's fair.
performance check has drawn in some people here and there. There are definitely bards that you recognize, but you don't see that whole group that you jammed out with.
Okay, I know the one that'll guarantee people to come in, and he starts playing "We Will Rock You."
Oh my gosh.
Suddenly, like the
private
rest of
sanctum breaks.
So like
With the
suddenly
stomping and
y'all feel
clapping.
y'all feel the ground like and there's one person that runs through and is like James.
I thought you
Before
were
like
gonna
somebody
say
else is like
something with a flag or something.
no. They eventually get calmed down a little bit. But yeah. People are like listening, enjoying. You're definitely boosting morale. You haven't started a rave quite yet.
Yeah.
It's more like background dance music right now.
Someone jump in there and start a mosh pit to early 2010s music.
But yeah. Octavia.
Yes.
So Sylvain isn't here at the current moment.
Mhm.
I don't know if there's any specific conversations you want to have with
Um,
lake folk.
I think she's just checking up
Individuals?
on them. I think one thing that I would like to do that I did not specify earlier, which is cool if you're like, nah. She is kind of looking around to see if there are any Thieves Guild members.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Hiding.
Or like maybe looking for like thieves can't, like writing and stuff. You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 23.
23. You start looking around. You don't necessarily notice anyone in specific. People could be wearing disguises and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But as you're kind of like talking to lake folk people and you're walking around the camp, there is kind of a smaller tent at the back of the circle, so like opposite of where this like larger general's tent is.
Mhm.
And you see a little like Thieves Guild symbol scrawled in the wooden post that is used to like create the frame for the door. It's all fabric, but
Yeah.
like there's like a post on the side. And it roughly translates to like home.
I think she like finishes whatever conversation she's currently having and she kind of like tugs on Alessandra's arm and she's like, "Did you see?"
Alexander like finishes up like pleasantries with somebody and it's like, what did we oh, did you would you like
had-
to?
Yes, please. And they
Yes, of
kind
course.
of she drags him almost.
Okay, I'm coming. Oh, lovely to meet all of you. Have a lovely day.
She's like, "Forget my responsibility as the chieftain of my people." My people.
The chieftain will be right with you just momentarily. Just
Yeah,
if everyone can hold on for just a second.
She's going and she's dragging him. And she kind of gets to the outside. I don't have a specific like announcement phrase ready. Maybe she just says something like outside. She just kind of clears her throat. She's like, ahem, the raven knocks twice outside, just to be like, this is announcing herself as a part of.
You say that, you don't hear anything.
Quiet.
That's the
bastard.
old
Fabric kind of
code.
like the fabric kind of like slowly like blows in the wind.
She looks at Alexander. She's like, do we just?
I think we just go in, right?
All right, yeah. And she will like confidently walk in.
You bust into this tent, and it is a little dark. And there's like nothing really in here, to be perfectly honest. Like pretty bare floors, no furniture, except for at the far end of the room there is a like chest of sorts. With a big old lock on the front of it. Like we're talking like big like
Big
travel chests.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
trunk, proper
Yes.
trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Octavia goes and she's gonna try the lock without lock picking it first.
It just kind of like it doesn't unlock or anything.
Yeah.
It's like attached into the chest itself as part of the latch.
Okay.
But you kind of like give it a glance over.
Yeah. I do like my fingers are itching to I just want to unlock it, and I feel she's gonna unlock it.
Yeah.
Gonna lock
Give me a lockpick check.
Is that sleight of hand? Question mark? I don't remember.
Dexterity plus proficiency,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
if you have it.
Yep. I thieves' tools.
I feel like some people use sleight of hand checks for it as well. I was just trying to remember
Some
that.
people do, but that's not technically what it is.
That's a
'Cause you can-
22.
Yeah, because you can take expertise in specifically thieves' tools as a rogue.
Because it's
Oh wait,
it's like
plus
the same rule for
Dex
all
plus
tools. Like, what would an
proficiency.
alchemy check be? It can't be sleight of hand.
Dex
Yeah.
plus proficiency is a 24.
There's a couple little snags. There's like some like the fake pins that like get stuck before they need to be pushed all the way in. But you're like it's like you like crack your fingers, you kind of blow the dust off of your lock picking. As it really hasn't been anything to pick in quite a
No.
while. And effortlessly make your way through all of the tumblers, and it just clicks to the side, and the chest like pops open a little bit. And as soon as it pops open, you have a very familiar smell of booze and pickled food, and there is a little bit of music that seems to be playing.
She lifts and then holds her hand out for Alsander, and she's like, "After you, good sir."
Oh, beauty before age.
You dork, we're nearly the same age. And she's gonna take his hand and step into the trunk.
Yep, you like walk down a little flight of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not exactly the same, but it is a like magical recreation that is very reminiscent of the Thieves Guild in Aofic. The first thing that you see, though, and I cannot remember his name, but the old leader of the Thieves Guild, Hyrudin, you see a in memoriam.
Yep.
Like a big portrait with flowers that have been freshly kept. And there's probably like a bottle of wine, a glass of mead, and a whole lamb's leg that are just like kind of like sat right next to the portrait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are some familiar faces in there. I can't remember exactly who.
Yeah, that's okay.
Was.
The only person that really had any sort of defining characteristics was the orc who ran the bar that was the front for the guild, and then the bartender who I think was a half elf. I don't remember.
I would say both of those individuals are there.
Nice.
Your orcish fellow has taken on the de facto leader of the group so far, as they knew more about like the intricacies of how the group worked than anyone else that was just a member of the guild. And your half elf is still running the bar. And then like I don't know if this was stated or if you had any idea, but we're gonna say that he's a magic user. And part of his responsibilities were making sure to recreate the Thieves Guild bar in any other location should they need to move from time to time.
I like that. Yeah, Octavia kind of walks in and she's about to like announce them, and she sees the portrait of Hyrudin, and she's like, just kind of squeezes Alessander's hand because like that was his dad.
There's definitely like one person like stands up and goes, and then like the orc hand just immediately covers their whole face. It's just like sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alexander's grip is like loose but present.
Mm-hmm.
As you see him kind of like staring at the portrait.
Mm-hmm.
He gets teary-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably takes out an old dagger that he's been holding on to for a very, very long time. Like ever since you've known him, he's had this dagger on him. It's nothing special. It's not magical of any sorts. To be perfectly honest, it's rusty.
Baby's first
Um,
dagger.
but he will take it out and he will like lay it on the altar with the rest of the offerings for the dead.
Mm.
I feel like a drink.
I thought you'd never ask.
Two of you grab drinks from the bar. Alexander will order shots ahead of time.
Oh boy.
How many rounds are you here for? I don't know how productive you wanted to be on the outside.
Oh, please. I'm here for the long haul. This is me being productive.
All right, can we start off with a Jaeger, 2 Vegas bombs, and 3 green tea shots? Do you want anything?
Make it 4.
You heard the lady. Yeah.
I think Octavia's main purpose, aside from finding like her other family, is like morale and networking. Like, cause the Thieves Guild, they're good. Their job is like sneaking, keeping track of things, and like head counting. So she just starts like she's like so as they're like throwing back shots and stuff, like in between, she's talking to the orc man whose name we shall name him.
We'll figure that out eventually, right?
Uh,
I swear he had a name, and it's probably somewhere in my notes, but not at the current moment.
Riffswin.
Riffswin?
Yes, Riffswin is the thing that my brain came up with. So that can either be his last name or his first name, depending on if he already has one.
Cool.
But it's just so Riffswin. I don't know what your plans were about what's coming up. You know, the battle, all that. And I've kind of accepted some new responsibility. She takes a long drink.
We heard a bit about that. Congratulations, by the way. Didn't take you to go for the straight and narrow.
Well, somebody had to do it, and there really wasn't. A lot of people were going to. Never mind.
Oh, look at me. I'm a high-ranking political figure now.
Shut up! It's convenient. And that just because I'm a political figure does not mean that I can't run around in the shadows as I please. It just means I really can't be caught.
Well, you're gonna have to get better at that one, because you were so bad at that before.
Excuse me? Who was saving who between the two of us?
I will leave that for y'all's discussion.
But she's basically just like talking shop and like how they can best help everyone else. And like at the end of the day, she's like, I can't thank the guild enough for everything that you've all done for me, for Alexander. I mean, hi, Rudin. He believed in us.
Was a great man, and always had too large of a heart for what we're supposed to be doing here.
Yeah, but I think that kind of made it fun. Well, we're not helping anyone by letting all this booze go to waste, so we might as well finish that before we fight the battle of our lives.
You all heard that? You really gonna let this one outdrink you all?
I
for
beg you to try. She's like, drinks on the house, and she's got like a ton of gold. She just slaps some on the table. Like probably more gold than one scorer has ever seen in Aofig. I can afford the big tabs now.
And people will drink you dry of that gold. Especially this crowd.
Money well spent.
There is a moment where Riffswin takes Alexander to the side, and they have a quick little conversation, and then like come back to the table, and Alexander sits back down with you while Riffswin goes like elsewhere and start talking to other people. Yeah, he's kind of quiet when he comes back.
Do you want to talk about it?
There's not too much to talk about, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, Hyrudin saved my life. More than once now.
Hyrudin saved, to be perfectly honest, all of our lives. You think this band of chucklefucks is gonna get along without him?
I think perhaps years back, maybe, they would have struggled. But I look at them now and some bonds get forged so strong, they can't be broken.
Apparently they want me to lead.
I wondered. What do you want?
He like turns and faces you, like direct eye contact.
Oh boy.
I want whatever you're having.
I do think this might be one of the finest partnerships in Oodvin history.
Leader of the Thieves Guild and the Lake Folk people, the two groups least governed by Ravensight Academy. Oh, the trouble that we could have gotten into.
The trouble we can.
All right. It's not too late. Still got a couple glorious nights.
I know how we can make this one glorious.
Oh?
I'm not going to continue that.
Alexander will like finish it off by going like, Baki, still rooms for rent?
Just like,
and then you see the coin flip through the air, and then we go to who wants to go next?
Somebody else.
I'll go next.
Ow.
Let's go.
Ow.
Okay, so before we head over to the forge, before we head over to the armory tent, I want to go to Ned.
Yeah.
So Ned, I know when we
Mhm.
first met that you talked about
Yeah.
um, making
Mhm.
friends. Not friends. More of you, I think.
Yeah, like replicating. Mhm.
Yes, replicating. I'm not quite sure how that works.
I'm not either.
Okay. That'll make this a little hard then. However, I was thinking, since I assume all of your replicants would need a body to pilot in the event that in the next 24 hours that we figure that out. I was going to go around town and kind of collect armor, improve what I can, make new armor for who needs it, and then use the rest of what
Oh,
I have
yeah,
to
sweet.
just keep making armor until, yeah. So if
Great.
yes, do you, have you? Yet you haven't tried because I have. You've been
To
attacking
take
me
over
several
multiple people at
times.
the same time? Is that what you're asking me?
I was more so saying, how do we replicate you?
How do I replicate myself? Well, I have gotten quite big, so I feel like I may be able to cut myself up into little bits. Um, but now that I say that out loud, that does worry me a
Yes.
bit.
Yes, that is.
Um, not gonna lie. Um, I could try it. I would probably need like, like a couple dozen like hosts that would be willing. I think if I like cut myself up into little bits, I'm not gonna be able to like fully form like in my form
Yes.
now. All the arms just like
Yes. that's true.
but like I'm totally up for becoming a hive mind.
It cuts to a scene of Al just at the armory. People are coming in, and then every time somebody talks to me, he's like, "Have you ever made a deal with a devil?"
They're like, oh, I'm not sure exactly I know what you're asking for.
I was just asking a question.
Um, no, I can't say that I have.
Would you like to?
Can you make a persuasion check for me?
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what else to say, but sure.
Would you
Use your
like
etiquette.
to?
Use your etiquette bonus.
Etiquette. Skills. Etiquette bonus.
I don't think I ever finished that class. Persuade. I have proficiency in persuasion. Jesus.
I think that's what you got
Etiquette.
for finishing etiquette.
That's crazy. What was the other thing? I'll add a. I can't do this for everyone, I guess, but I'll add a general +5 with Flash of
Just
Genius.
like a general. This is over several people.
Yeah. So that'll be 17.
17. Okay. You definitely scare off a handful of people at first.
They weren't going to do well anyways.
Okay, but 17 is half of 34.
It is.
17 is half 34.
It is.
But I would say like on like the dozen or like the 12th or 13th person. No, the 13th person, because that feels right.
Yeah.
You were getting like a little disheartened and like, would you like to make a deal with the devil? I was like, actually, like, I've always been interested in that. Like, not gonna lie, like, what are the long-term benefits of something like that? Like, do I have like stock options or?
stock options in the hive mind, you get 34% of hive
You
mind.
get 30. Yeah. Ned, I didn't think about this part. That's weird. I don't.
What did you not think about? As Ned clambers around the corner, full like 6 arms, 4 legs, 2 heads, one inside of the other.
Yeah.
And the guy standing for you goes, "Oh God, you must be the demon in question, my lord." Am I doing this right? And Ned's like, "Oh, I like this one. This one will do just fine."
We really need to work on how you say things.
Hasn't been a problem yet.
Okay.
And the guy
this
is like
Ned.
still in like a very like bow. Like, can I look it up? Can I look up now?
Yes. Ned, please
Okay.
go easy on him.
Well, no fun in that. Is it just the one?
For right now.
Oh, right.
I didn't really know how to explain it to people.
Do you give consent to lose some of your autonomy? I'm not sure what that is exactly, but yes, I do. Beautiful,
Nice.
beautiful. That'll be great. Well, when we're preparing for battle, if you could come back here, and I will bestow my power unto thee. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yes, my lord. I shall return at the hour of battle to receive your gifts. Thank you. Thank you both. He just starts like bowing out of the room. He has to walk back in for his armor. He's like, "Oh my god, I almost forgot this."
Yes,
So
yes.
sorry.
To take that, definitely.
And you've gained your first Ned recruit.
Ned, you have a general.
Sucker.
I
That'd
love
be
it. No
lieutenant.
matter how much you sugarcoat it, you still have to get to. Do you consent to giving up your autonomy?
Just a little bit. As a treat.
Just like a little as a treat.
Yeah.
You've been good.
Yeah, but if you want to continue on that path, you amass a small group of people that agree to
Yeah.
take on a sliver of Ned come battle. While you're going over this, Ned just like does like sit you down for a moment. He like kind of like closed the curtains and he's like, "Okay, I do have to be honest with you. If I do this, I'm not sure if I will be able to join all of you."
Mm.
I think if splitting myself like thin enough to have like a unit of Ned soldiers, which like I'm not gonna lie, that sounds pretty fucking awesome.
Sounds pretty cool.
That might be what I'm doing during the battle instead of joining the group. Just something to consider, you know?
I think that might be the best course of action for what we have coming up. We'll need to be a little more spread, and I think the lords above have kind of forgotten to utilize a lot of what you can do in the past couple battles.
Yeah, I've
So
kind
I
of just
don't
been
think it would
standing
be,
there.
I don't think it would
That's
be a
kind
bad
of true. I have taken every opportunity I can to have him eat a hit for me.
I know. Oh, that's
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of stand for the lily, and things hit
Or
me.
Feloy.
Or Feloy, either or.
Boy.
They're both pretty similar in that regard. They're always like, Ned, come over here and take a hit for me.
They're really good at that. We will. I guess you have followers now, anyways. So, either way, we'll get there when we get there.
I'm on my first steps to godhood. Yes,
I knew it.
Yes.
I've amassed a cult following. Huzzah!
Cult. Well, that has a bad connotation. I think we should maybe say religion, or maybe
Well, religion is really just an established cult that the system has deemed justifiable.
What if we call it a club?
Yeah, Ned's Club!
Yes.
Wait, and then we can give everyone clubs as well. So Ned's Club gives clubs.
That you're going for, sure.
And then we can write Ned on it, so it's a Ned Club for Ned's Club.
Okay, that might take a little more. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Somewhere I feel like
That makes
someone's
sense.
having a really good idea.
Someone's cooking. I thought he was joking, but I think Al's cooking.
That'll be my prep then.
Of course. We've got Lily's on magic duty, and Februm is on training. Well, Februm and Sai, but player characters.
Yeah.
Anything in specific that either of y'all want to do with your trainings?
I want to. Well, first I'm going to look for sorcerers, because I don't necessarily know how to train wizards. Just be like, I guess I don't know if I have like a way to sense that. Like if I can like use the shard to see if like is there magic in you?
Yeah, give me what would I gotta make you do something that you're
She's
good
like
at.
using it as a magnifying glass. I mean, she's
give
not
me-
doing
give me a
it.
spell
She's
catch.
not doing this in any like. I'm appealing for a charisma check because she's just like,
Yeah.
Do I feel the thing? Like I feel
Yeah,
magic
give me
in
a-
the air sometimes. Do I feel it in you?
Give me a spellcasting check with proficiency.
Okay. 13 plus 11, so 24.
Yeah. There are. You do end up running into quite a few wizards. Which they're like, oh yeah, I know magic, and then they pull out their book.
No, I'm gonna point you to Februm later, but he's doing something. But I'm gonna teach you. You're all
Oh.
gonna get this lesson, okay?
Okay.
Just don't know if I can explain to you how to read it out of a book instead of just feeling it with your fingers.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just let me know when you're like doing more like casting spells kind of stuff. Maybe I can like watch and like learn some stuff and like try to decipher like some things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. But you do eventually stumble upon a couple of sorcerers. I would say that they're probably scattered a little bit. At the current moment, you've got a handful of like civilians that don't have any like actual training, but they're like, I've always been able to like do this, and they like press to digitate for the most part. You do run into one like sorcerer that's like very very sheepish. It is like this like very quiet middle-aged man. It's like, yeah, I've been able to do like a little magic, but like I tend to stay away from it. Maybe stand back for a second.
Oh, okay.
he's like it's really quite like simple, but it has a tendency to go awry, and he'll like you just see this like little red bead like of like flame. He's like, and you're just, just a
Yeah, like,
fireball
right
goes
before-
off.
Right before he throws it, she's like, "Is that a fireball?" Okay, this
Like
is
a
good.
little bit
I
of
like
like the
this.
char comes back. Um,
Is it fair to assume that they're probably all like draconic sorcerers?
yeah, I would say some of your like your older,
Except
higher
this
level
guy might be
ones.
wild magic.
I think he is probably wild magic. You do have a handful of draconic just from being in a like draconic domain for so long. Um, I would say Iris is probably the only of like a divine origin, like slash because you're lunar. Iris goes a little bit more like divine origin.
Yeah.
Um, um,
I'm just
yeah,
assuming if civilians got access to it, it's probably like
yeah, I think it
meant
is
to do
safe to.
some AoV.
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume that all like most of your civilians are draconic in nature. And they end up like showing you like the scales that are on their arms. Like they usually wear like sleeves and stuff because they're like I don't know how to use the magic, so I'm not gonna like go showcasing the fact that I'm like a draconic sorcerer.
Right.
There are some like infantrymen and a few night eyes here and there that are sorcerers as well of like mixed origin.
Okay. Are there any Night
There
Eye wizards?
There are. You do know like Amphira is probably the most powerful Night Eye wizard.
That's true.
There are a handful of like fourth, maybe fifth level spellcaster, Night Eyes, that specialize in a lot more of like battlefield control spells.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's cut to the chase. I've fielded my people. I'm fairly confident I can teach the sorcerers this, but I'm gonna get all the spellcasters together, and I'm going to teach them how to cast one spell. That's all I need them to learn. I just need them to learn silvery barbs.
Yeah.
If you have an
That's
entire
iconic.
squadron of people that can give disadvantage and advantage, that's crazy useful.
A
They just
silvery
stand
barbed
behind
squadron.
of just silvery barbs, and they just stand behind the melee people or the ranged people, and they just give them advantage, disadvantage on attacks coming toward them. That's the first thing I need them to learn. And if anyone like gets
That
better at things, like I can teach them like an offensive spell, but silvery barbs first.
that is
That's
amazing.
so funny.
It's very funny.
That's how you do it.
That feels very inspirational.
Well, I just like that's the best way to keep them from not dying. Because like shield may not help if they only have 12 AC, but not getting hit at all could.
Yeah, you dedicate your time to creating the Silvery Barb Squadron.
Yeah.
I think we'll just call it like the Silvery Squad.
Silver unit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Silver
Silver
Squad.
Unit. I love the
Silver
Silver
Yeah.
Unit. Yeah, you spend your time forming the Silver Unit.
I might take that one guy aside if I have time and teach him more, since he already knows third level spells,
Mm-hmm.
or at least one.
Yeah. You put some like more effort, and he can be part of a like, because there will be a like a ranged magic unit at least. So you like kind of get him up to speed to help join like that aspect of Night
Yep.
Eyes. All right,
Cool.
amazing. Fabum.
That's a great question. Let's see. I I think he's obviously we have Sai focusing on more of the like brawny aspects of close range fighting. He's going. Febrim's probably going to try to gather all of the like kind of scrawnier people who still want to fight, like who still want to like be an active part of the fight. And start teaching archery to them. He breaks them up into a couple of sects, I'd say, where the ones that are really accurate, he focuses on like increasing their range, so they can shoot from further away, be more accurate in that aspect. For the closer range ones, he probably teach them more about like focusing on multiple targets at the same time. Maybe at one point he's still reading his book and explaining like, hey, maybe sometimes your senses are gonna be less than what you'd hoped. And like as he's reading, he's gonna like be shooting off some arrows. And like teaching them more like how to still be accurate under more intense situations.
Yeah, like under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say like you mainly pick up civilians. Because your night eyes aren't necessary, like you don't have too many that are like skilled with a bow, but there are a handful of like ranger night eyes that have like already kind of got a ranged unit going. So I'd say you focus mainly on adapting more of like the civilian groups to keep them off of the front lines. Because they're the ones that need the most on like hands-on training. And you're able to get like a handful of them up to like pretty good standards. Like they know how to shoot the bow without going back at themselves. They can be pretty accurate. But more importantly, I would say they learn how to like volley as a group. So that like it doesn't necessarily matter how accurate they are, as long as they're all firing like in the right direction at the same time. They
Same
can
area.
they can have like a nice like rain of arrows down on a group.
Yeah.
And at least do some like scattered damage and some chip damage here and there. I would say you probably there's one person in specific, probably a younger like half elf woman who like desperately tries to make the longbow work, and it's just like not like her style. But you switch her out for a short bow, and while she is in no way accurate, her ability to load arrows one after another is unparalleled. She just like creates a little spray in front of her, but like will like loose as many arrows as she can in like the shortest amount of time as possible. So yeah.
Someone get her a swift quiver.
Someone give her a swift quiver. And then I think if he gets a chance to like step away, he'll try to help Emphyra out in any way he can.
The real question is how much time away from your book do you want to dedicate?
Ideally none.
Ideally none.
Because you're probably like after y'all are like doing this and having some classes, which takes a couple of hours, it's gonna be close to bedtime. as you were traveling for most of the day. So you were at like 23 hours before training.
Ish, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how much time away do you want to dedicate to training slash helping your mother? But if you ask your mother for help, she will tell you, no, I'm fine. I have everything handled as she's teleporting around the room.
Frantically, yes.
Mhm.
How
I
about
think I
if it's
think
after training, Lily would offer to help so that you can read. Like if you want her to help.
yeah, he'll probably like get him started. Probably say like 2 hours. Um, with the civilians.
Mhm.
I think he'll read in the tent with Emphira.
Fantastic. Okay. I think the only person that I haven't heard from is Winnie. I don't know if you had anything in specific that you wanted to be working on or helping with. I have some ideas if you wanted them. One thing in specific was spending some time to make health potions. There's
Can I do
a
that?
small. Mhm. I think anyone that can cast spells can make health potions.
You have to
I
have
don't remember the.
herbalism proficiency.
But the more spellcasters that you have making something, the faster it goes. I would say that like you may not know what ingredients to put in, but your magical energies would be very, very helpful in speeding the process along. If that is something that you were interested in. There are also probably a handful of like clerics here and there. You could try to like mobilize. You do notice, I would say, a lot of the clerics are wandering a little aimlessly. Um, there doesn't seem to be uh, a whole lot of connection to Lunaris or Dusk or Dill. Your clerics of Crookton are doing okay, but they feel there's like an overall disconnected feel. And I would say that like there are a couple of clerics that are on a similar-ish path to you, where they've found like faiths and things to believe in, a little bit more similar to like a paladin oath, where they are like tapping into their own magical abilities as the source for their cleric powers. And then like using like the greater magics around them to actually like execute spells. No one as powerful as you are. Even like in the Night Eyes, it is rare to find like a cleric of your level that still has their magic. There's probably like I don't have a name for them necessarily, but a high-ranking cleric of Lunaris that is spending time writing scrolls to be used later. You like chat with them for a second, and they've lost all ability to like cast magic outwards. They've still retained the ability to craft things, but they're just trying to be helpful where they can.
Gotcha. I guess she'll just kind of do the same thing. Not scrolls specifically, but like help where help could be needed, like stop and talk with some of the clerics that are like kind of mindlessly walking around. Maybe show a couple of them like how to like cast like healing spells, like the simple ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you make a medicine check for me?
Mm-hmm.
Just to like see how much you can convey.
Yeah, I took out my dice tray. I didn't put any dice in it.
Hi.
Womp womp.
Put other dice away. Where's Wendy's other dice? Ruh-roh. I don't know where I put them. Mm-mm-mm. That's okay. We're using the Plazadin Winnie dice today.
If it works.
I'm getting close.
Right. Okay, he said a medicine check.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 7. Roll 2.
Cool. You end up trying to like convey how it happened to you. You end up running into like the problem that outside of all the traumatic experiences, you're not necessarily sure how to unlock some of these like abilities and powers to people. So you're not really able to like help many of the clerics that are struggling with their powers. But kind of after like realizing that that's really not going to work for you, the people that are making potions and writing healing scrolls will gladly take your help. Especially with how powerful you are, it will exponentially speed the process along.
Okay, I'll do that.
Sweet. Alrighty. Everyone seems to be helping in whatever way they can to prepare for the battle to come. And I think that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Battle to
with-
what?
To come, Dane. To come.
Thank you. Okay. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it, so I had to make sure.
I mean, someone
Of course.
would.
Alrighty, y'all. So that's gonna be the end of tonight's session.
Oh, no.
As our party prepares themselves for whatever they need to do next. So Julia.
Sometimes when you hate yourself, nothing is better than drinking water. You need to drink water, and it's clear that I don't have any on me right now. So drink water because if you don't, you get kind of silly, and that is not always a good thing. So please drink your water.
Dane.
I said it last session. I'll say it this session. Episodes are gonna be uploaded just a little bit slower because my internet is not good where I'm currently living to upload stuff, so it's gonna take some time to get them uploaded, but they are coming just a little bit slower than usual. They're what?
To yourself.
The next
You did it to
episode is
yourself.
titled
That's
Octavia, so
That's
Stop
wild.
it.
Alrighty. Well.
Demonetized.
we were never monetized.
I know, that's the joke.
Well,
Sign us off, Max.
I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. I hope my players did as well. And
Always.
with that, we will see you next time in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from this date. If you're actually watching this on the day that it is streaming currently, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Alrighty.